morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. Sonia Donovan, Ellen Jones, Ellery Jones, Laura, Ellie, Sonia, Sue, Faith, Laura, Kath Tugwell, Laura S, Sue K, Helen 74, Sky Elise, Helen, Kate Girl, Fiona Reed, Katie, Dawn Clarico, Fiona Reed, Sue K, Sonia Donovan, I'm reading the same names here, some of them, sorry. April Hill, Sue K, Gabrielle, Laura S, Fiona Reed, April Hill, and who haven't I read to? I've read all these. Ellen Jones. Good morning, everybody. How are you on this fairly miserable Sunday morning? It's fairly miserable out there, isn't it? We've got to admit. It's fairly miserable. So Mark is going to pop over to join us for 5 minutes or so. But he's desperate to get the Sunday show up nice and early for you today. So he's working hard on getting that finished and edited, so he's not going to be here with us. Oh, Laura S put up a tree yesterday and think we're going to go for a drive just to get out for a bit. We had to do that last night. We just had to. We were going mad. So we went into town to have our walk and walked for a good hour, and it was lovely. Just to see all the decks and everything. Oh, it was so lovely. I mean, Christmas lights, I know we talked about this last night on the night shift, but I mean, it's exciting because I was a bit worried. I thought they were going to go a bit sort of wishy-washy with the Christmas decks, but it's just gorgeous. Selfish's windows, just gorgeous. I have to say, it was really weird just looking at all the stuff. I don't know, stuff has become even less important to me than it used to be. I'm not really a great materialistic sort of person, and so there's a hell of a lot of stuff in those shops, isn't there? Tut. That's what my sister calls it, tut. So you buy it, but there's a bit of tut behind it because you don't really need it. How are you all doing? Thank you. Hey Ed King, hey Vanessa Wild, hey Dawn Clarico. How are you all doing? How are you all feeling? What are you all up to? We've got a busy day today because of course we're preparing for Vlogmas. And we're very excited, and we keep trying to think. We've got your template of all the things that you've suggested, which is brilliant, which we're working from. But we also want to come up with some little surprises. I'm not being out from the beginning. Well, Nadia, my husband said he's taking me out today, worrying I've not been out from the beginning. Yeah. You know what? Friday, I went to Loose Women, and it was the first time I'd been in for ages. And I really did feel strange. But I was glad when I was out. I think the more we stay in, the more we think we just want to stay in. And I think it was really getting on top of all it did. It's the world of good going out last night. We were just really, Mark and I have just been so irritable with each other in the morning. It's just like, as I said to Mark, bloody hell. I mean, there isn't a relationship on the planet that at the moment isn't sometimes going, oh, for God's sake. You're just so annoying. So it was really good to just get out and just get out of these four walls. So if you've been in for days and days and days, I really recommend just take a little trip out. Okay, guys. So what are we talking about? Mark's put things up here for me to think about. So the Tory rebellion. Right. We were talking about this morning, Mark and I. I don't think we've given enough attention to you guys that feel like they're in the wrong bloody tier. I mean, what is it like? I don't know if any of you on here are in this group who were in tier 1 and then went into lockdown and have come out in tier 3. What is that like for you? I mean, places in Kent where they're like, the R rate is so low, but they're put into tier 3 because there's other places that are high. How are you all feeling about that? Kent tier 3, why? So unfair. You know what? There was somebody on Sophie Ridge this morning. As usual, I didn't know who because they never put a strapline underneath on Sky. It's so annoying, Sky. Can we just have a strapline underneath the whole time telling us who the hell is talking? She was an MP from somewhere anyway. And it was really true what she was saying. She said, the thing is, the government have banged on and on and on about how we have to have the R rate at 1 or below, right? Which is what we've got across a lot of the country. And yet now it does still feel like lockdown. I mean, for a lot of people, it still feels like lockdown. We're in tier 2, and why it really does feel different to lockdown for me is the shops are going to be opened and the restaurants are going to be open. So to me, that is out of lockdown. But for you guys in tier 3, it must be absolutely soul destroying to have gone through all this and still be in tier 3. Xander Gibb, was lockdown in tier 1 prior to lockdown? No, it was in tier 3. So we've actually gone down. So that's why we do feel celebratory. But I was saying to Mark, I don't think we've thought enough about the people that have gone up. Anyone here that's been moved up a tier? I'm in tier 1, but my family are in tier 3, so I still can't see them. Oh, frustrating. That's Lou Simpson. Yeah, it's one to me. Yeah, they are doing damage limitation for Christmas. And actually, and we talk about this on the No Name Sunday show. We've just filmed all the newspaper stuff, but I'll share that with you here as well. That actually, in Canada, obviously, their Thanksgiving is ahead of our celebrations, and America, I think, and massive surge, virus. So I think that should be a warning for us, guys. Just be careful over Christmas, for God's sake. We're in tier 2, but now in 3. Chelsea girl, oh my God, how frustrating is that? And what's your R rate like? I mean, this is the other bloody thing. They keep changing their minds. Anne-Marie Franklin, we're in Leicester in tier 3, but all the shops are opening. We've got to go to work, back to work, but still can't have family in them. Oh, all the shops are opening in tier 3. Yes, that was tier 3. Yeah, actually, if I think about it, that's what we were in London, tier 3 shops, but I think the restaurants closed. So you've got no restaurants or bars or pubs, have you? Viv Robinson, so unfair. Let's all spread the COVID for 5 days at Christmas. It's ridiculous. Was in tier 1, now going to be in tier 3. How annoying, Viv. Joanna Blackburn, Dominic Cummings made it worse for my town for his jolly more visitors now in 3 from 2. Faith Goodman, saw the woman MP you mean. She just wants to see the science and evidence. Well, exactly. So that moves us on to the Tory rebellion. Who thinks that actually it is fair enough that the group of Tories that are planning to rebel on the tier system, I think it's perfectly reasonable what they're asking for. They're just asking to see the evidence. I mean, if they've got it, why not share it? And if they don't share it, it's going to make everyone feel a little suspicious. Josephine Walton, if R is 0.9 now, it's on the brink of being exponential again. There's not much room for manoeuvre. I thought London was in tier 2 before. No. Just before we went into lockdown, we'd been moved into tier 3. Sadiq Khan did it. Do you remember? Sadiq was really worried. I know what you're saying about the R rate being 0.9 and it being exponential and everything, but they have always said that we have to keep the R rate at 1, haven't we? I mean, when we lifted everything in the summer, we were just above 1. So all I'm saying is, I think that's what's confusing for people and why people aren't willing to stick to the rules. I'm not saying why. I mean, I kind of know they're being extra careful, the government, because of course Christmas is coming, but you've got to get people on board. And if you keep changing the facts, people get pissed off, don't they? Nadia, please read Nicola Sinnott's Vlogmas out. Please. Oh, where is it? Nicola, can you put it in block capitals so I can see it? Nicola, I'm good, Susie. How are you doing? Nicola, what's your Vlogmas thing? Put it in block capital so I can see it. Morning, Jacqueline Frost. Morning, Nicola. Consistency, exactly. Not like knee-jerk lockdowns, crazy, batshit crazy all over the place. Claire Yardley Coco, are hospital beds taken into consideration when working out tiers? Maybe, good point. But again, it'd be good if they explain that. Ellie Pickard, the worst bit about tier 3 is watching people in other tiers being able to do what they want. I know. Oh, it's too painful. It's not fair. I want a twin brother and a pony and a paddock, and I want one now. Hi, James Flanagan. On a lighter note, I finished let's have a lighter note. My box of Aldi mince pies. They gave me serious heartburn, but I can't stop. Oh my God. Take some bicarb. If you've got some bicarbonate of soda, just swirl it in water and kick it back while it's still frothing. It's really good. Right. We may have to call Mark in for this next bit of chat because it's very sad in this house today. I think Mark and Nanny Di have some special phone line to celebrity deaths because we are always informed within seconds of any celebrity dying. And this morning it was the sad news of Darth Vader, David Prowse, who was the Green Cross Code man. Do you remember him? He was Darth Vader and he died. Did he die today, Mark?
I don't know. I mean, the news is hit today.
News is hit today. And I was a bit worried about Mark because Darth Vader was his dad.
Well, no, you've got it all wrong.
R.I.P. anyway to him and his family.
David Prowse. Hello, guys. How is everyone?
So Mark was sad today.
It is sad. It is sad. He's part of the original gang.
Yeah.
He's the original gang.
I didn't know. I never knew the Green Cross Code man was the
No, I know. You were shocked in a vlog with Lisa and Carl, and you thought I didn't know this fact, but I did know this fact. But he was voiced by someone else. But he was he played Darth Vader in the first 3 films.
How old was he?
I think he was 85. Was he when he died?
Oh.
And I think he'd been ill for quite some time. But yeah, it's tragic because, of course, they replaced his voice because he had a very West Country accent. Oh. So when you look at the rushes of the Star Wars films, you've got this incredibly towering, oppressive supervillain, and then you had quite a sort of Bristolian accent almost coming out of him.
Oh.
And so George Lucas...
So he was originally supposed to speak?
He spoke on set. They recorded him as if... and then so he had his voice cast out, essentially. And then to really...
My dad's had to often voice actors who've had their voices cut.
Yeah.
You'll hear his voice you'll see him in films and you'll think, isn't that Teddy? But he's just had
But then to add insult to injury, in Return of the Jedi, when finally they took Darth Vader's helmet off to reveal his true identity, they got another actor in to play the under the helmet. Yeah, so it was a really... my heart breaks for him a little bit. But there's him, there was Peter Mayhew who played Chewbacca, he sadly passed away. And so those original actors, and I think it frustrates me that the actors in those films, yes, we all know them, but they don't get full recognition. No. Because if you think about it, it's the debate that's going on at the moment with The Mandalorian on Disney Plus Star Wars. You've got a fabulous actor, Pedro Pascal, performing his tits off. You never see him. You never see him. But they do bring a lot. If you think of C-3PO, these actors do bring an awful lot. There's a lot of, I mean, this training as an actress. There's a lot of physical performance involved. And, I think you can't ignore the fact that David Prowse defined that role.
But also, you can't underestimate what it takes. You can't just have any old actor doing voiceover, say, for instance, on a cartoon, in an animated series. You need brilliant actors for it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about seeing... You can't just get anyone just because he can't be seen. I have to say, having watched a bit of The Mandalorian yesterday, I do think it's criminal.
What?
That you can't see his face.
I know. Well, I think we don't want to mention it, but I think Pedro Pascal's in a bit of a conflict with them. So it's a sad day. It's a sad day for Star Wars fans. I realise there aren't many of them here, but it is a sad day for Star Wars fans because, he was a major part of the whole thing. He's the one who held up the guy by the jaw. He's the one who pointed at Princess Leia.
Oh.
Yeah. He was and of course he was the Green Cross Code man.
Yeah, we loved him for being the Green Cross Code man. So there you go. Mark's. I wonder, actually, Mark, what your childhood would have been without Star Wars. Because though we joke about it, I think it just played such a huge part for you, didn't it? It really did. Such comfort. Comfort and meaning, connection.
It wasn't just Star Wars. I was sharing with the guys the night before my birthday that I really want to write a book, which is the story of a family, not an autobiography, but a story of a family, because our family's gone through so much weird shit. but told through the lens of a boy growing up, through the way in which he becomes part of the films that made his childhood.
Yeah, I think it's such a good idea.
I escaped into film.
It'd be so good.
But it wasn't just Star Wars. It was E.T., it was Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was all of those movies really allowed me to escape.
Look at that, read that. Elsa Pop, such sad news about David Prowse. My husband and I were lucky enough to meet him.
Oh, Gary
Fisher.
Kurt.
Yeah, Kenny Baker and Peter Mayhew at Comic-Con years ago. It was such a special day.
Yeah, it really was.
Julie Neer is a Star Wars fan. She doesn't want to say, I know there's
Good.
no Star Wars. And Paulie Matthews.
Oh, good.
And what's that? Somebody saying it's like a bereavement. There'll be lots of people here that are Star Wars fans.
I think, you know, when films hit you at a certain point in your childhood, it becomes, especially, and I do think now there's a sort of...
Oh, he came to Faith Goodman's school
wow,
as the Green Cross Code Man.
I mean, today there's very little that's special about new films. You know what I mean? If you get a big blockbuster, we're very, you know, youngsters now just go, yeah, okay, CGI's good. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, oh, right, that's great. But back in the day, when Star Wars landed, you cannot really explain the impact it had on a generation, because it completely revolutionized the ability to imagine. For the first time, someone imagined more than you could imagine, and it was on screen. Whereas now we can kind of imagine everything. It's almost like there's too much. We've got too much imagery now. Do you know what I mean? And so back then there was a specialness. Yeah, don't.
Okay,
I felt his presence. Oh, bless him. Anyway, all of our thoughts go to his family, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Kerry Charlton, sorry if we keep missing you. Kerry Charlton says, I keep trying to catch you to ask you what food you use for your dog. Al seems to have periods of being unwell and going off her, so want to give her something better. Well, we give our dogs raw food with a company called Natural Instinct. But you do have to wean your dogs off the way that they're eating, and then you can't just swap them over. But there's loads of stuff about raw food online, so check it out. It's BARF, BARF, the BARF system. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry your dog's poorly. It's miserable when they're ill, isn't it? Thank you, RM Jams, for calling for people to hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Julie Neer is a Star Wars fan. I think we might have left a few people out that were Star Wars fans here. Hi, Jada Louise. I live in Kent, tier 1, tier 3. Also, I'm a teacher and scared of catching it at school. Worried I'll be isolating for Christmas. Oh, God. Nadia, can you sing Who's Gonna Stop You? I don't know what that is. I never heard of it. Who's going to stop you? I would, but I don't know what it is. Already done the thumbs up, thank you. What was the brand of vitamin D and K you use? I'll have a look, hang on 1 second. It did come very highly recommended, but there are other ones. Hang on. I can't remember where I saw it. This one is Super Self. I got it on Amazon. And why I liked it is because it's got the K2 as well, vitamin complex drops. It's fine. It's got kind of orangey flavour to it. Louise Jones, Nadia and Mark, can I say I've got all my kids and grandson coming for Christmas, but they have to all have COVID tests 14 days before Christmas Day and 2 days before Christmas Eve. And then you all stay in. Oh, wow. But you go completely mad with everyone stuck in with you for 14 days. I think I would. Ellie Pickard, watch BBC Hospital to see what it's really like. Absolutely shocking. Francisca Bastos, Nadia, we have the same watch. Mine is quite new. Do you have any tricks of how to take full advantage of it? You are kidding. Do you honestly think I would? In fact, it's really funny you should say that because I love this watch. But I know there's about 1 million functions on it that I can't use. It could probably cook the breakfast for me, but I haven't got a clue. So, yeah, I don't know. At the moment, count steps. I know, but I am going to watch a YouTube video to find out exactly how to use it. Wuthering Heights, it's me, I'm Kathy, and I'm home, and I'm so cold at your window. Oh, it's me, I'm Kathy, and I'm home, and I'm so cold at your window. Well, you're lucky to get that in the morning. I don't usually do that till the evening.
Quiz night tonight.
it's quiz night tonight. That was the next thing I was going to say. Quiz night tonight, and I think we should do it at 7 o'clock. Because 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, because the jungle starts at 8 o'clock. But then we've got Strictly. Oh, shit. What time's Strictly? Can you help me again with this, guys? What time are we going to do this blimmin' quiz? What time's Strictly? Because everyone will be watching Strictly, won't they? 7. Everyone says to do it at 7. Is Strictly not at 7? 7 is perfect for me. Lots of 7s. 7, 7, 7, 7. Wow, it's definitely 7. Okay, tonight here, the quiz is from 7 till 8. 7 till 8. We usually have a little warm-up between 7 and 7:15, a little chat, see how you are. And we're going to have some fun tonight. And there'll be a bit of singing, there'll be a bit of dancing. There's going to be questions on last... Do we know if it's last year's Vlogmas, Mark?
What?
The questions.
I don't know.
Well, so, who's the person that got us the Vlogmas questions? Stacey Randall, thank you so much. I know that you've gathered some Vlogmas questions. Yes, there are some Vlogmas questions, Faith, but there will be some questions too, which I'm sorting out. Some quiz questions, because I know you do like some quiz questions. So, yeah, if you want to study that, you can. Study the Vlogmases. We're going to give away some of our cards that we usually only give away in the members area. We've got our specially made cards. I wish I had one here to show you, but I haven't. So we will be randomly giving the cards away to various people throughout the hour. And there might, I've got to check the terms and conditions, but there might be another surprise that I can do, that I can give away, but I've got to check whether I can legally do that with YouTube. So I'm going to hold off on telling you what that is. Oh, it's Irene's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Irene. Happy birthday to you. Right, guys, I have got a Just Giving page over on Just Giving for missing people for the quiz. Actually had yesterday's date because we were supposed to do it yesterday. And I really, really, really would appreciate it if people could donate a minimum of £1 for the quiz tonight, if you're joining the quiz. I'm trying to raise £1,000 for missing people because I've become an ambassador for missing people since, since Maddie's friend went missing at the beginning of March. Do you remember? We've spoken about this over lockdown. Owen, he still hasn't been found. And you can only imagine how horrific that is for his family and friends. And missing people do so much to support people. I didn't really realise, and they support people for years and years, you know, when somebody's gone missing. They're an amazing charity, and like so many other charities, they really are struggling with COVID, all the COVID problems. And of course, there are lots of people going missing. I mean, they were telling me a story when I was chatting to the missing people about this person that called them that was suicidal and had walked out of their house and was suicidal. And their phone line people stayed on the phone with this chap for, I can't remember, it's hours and hours and hours. Might have even been a whole day, I can't remember the exact time. But I thought, God, how extraordinary. And they were able to convince him to link back up with his family. And, you know, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'll post the link underneath here. So, you know, so many amazing little charities, aren't there, that are just plugging away to all of this. And it's so easy to just not really see them, for them to just become invisible. And I think if we could all I've kicked it off, I've made a little donation already, and if we could all anyone that's going to join the quiz, if you could just donate £1, a minimum of £1, that could make a big difference. Honestly, for these tiny charities, £1,000 is massive. because everybody's volunteering, but they still have to pay for the phones and all of that. So I really appreciate that. So Kieran Robbins. I might do a drag dance. Kieran Robbins. Welcome to the family guest area. Kieran, in case you don't know, the song is supposed to be crap. I always feel like I have to say that in case people think I genuinely think I'm good at singing. Welcome to the family guest area. The Sunday show will be up in a couple of hours, I hope. But there are, 45 other Sunday shows for you there to watch. And this week's No Name Sunday show, I make the most delicious cheesecake. I can't tell you. I'll show you how to make homemade salted caramel, chocolate salted caramel, which is just obscene. And then we've got banana, we've got flakes, we've got chocolate, pecans, double thick digestive biscuit base. It's dangerous and it's in the fridge and it's just calling me all day. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Who's going to join us for the quiz today? Just say yes or no, so we can see how many we are going to get. Just say yes or no. Hi, let me just pop that back. Who's going to join us? Right, so I'll be watching. Thank you. Lots of yeses. Thank you. Yeah, I love my jumper. Mee Winchmore sent it to me as a happy birthday present. Isn't that lovely of them? Oh, it's been so great, just like in this last week, because I know lots of people, because I had this absolute obsession that I didn't want Black Friday to just be about more of us giving more of our dosh to Amazon, because my God, they've earned a lot, haven't they? They've earned a lot through this pandemic. So I've been posting about small companies, start-up companies, small businesses, and I know, and they've all thanked me. They said a lot of you guys have followed them and have ordered from them, and it just really gives me a buzz. Now I buy all my stuff from these small companies that I post from. I don't do the hashtag gifted, but this was a birthday present. So thank you, Mee Winchmore. Welcome home, Leza, from My Life with Riley says. Oh, thank you, Amanda Hawkins. That's very kind of you. Yeah, they do smaller sellers. Yeah, if you shop on Amazon, go to the smaller sellers. Yeah, definitely try and do that and help them out, because I know, my friends, some of my friends that have got small businesses, they are going to be going on Amazon. It will help them, but they're still small sellers. So Rachel Louise, we've done a local small business Christmas market on Facebook all over November. Oh, it was so good. Oh, what a good idea. See, Mark and I were talking about this yesterday after having a wander around London, and we were saying, maybe out of this pandemic, we are going to go more to the crafters and the smaller businesses, and that would be so brilliant if we could do that. I really hate, oh, that's good, Loris. I really hate giving my money to these huge companies. I don't always treat their staff very well. Small sellers, that's a different thing. Small sellers on Amazon. Okay, guys, I am going to head off now because I've got to prepare all these quiz. Actually, you know what I've got to do next? I've got to write all the cards out for last week's members areas card giving away session. So I'm going to do that so that we're not behind. With when we come to give them out tonight at the quiz. So we will see you at 7 o'clock tonight. Really looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you at 7 o'clock. If you're new to the channel, can you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know when we're going live? And if you've enjoyed this live, please hit the thumbs up just under my body here, because that would be really nice. Thank you. Missing you already. Bye.